For over 4,500 years, one of humanity's most iconic monuments has stood guard over the Egyptian desert. The great Sphinx of Giza, with its lion's body and human head, has captured our imagination for millennia. We thought we knew its story. We believed it was unique, standing alone as the eternal guardian of the sacred plateau. But what if everything we've been taught was wrong? What if the Sphinx we know was never meant to stand alone? Imagine this scene with me. The year is 2024. An international team of archaeologists arrives at Giza armed with cutting-edge LIDAR scanning technology. They point their instruments at the desert sands just south of the Sphinx enclosure, expecting to map the familiar landscape. But then something extraordinary happens. The data coming back shows shapes too precise, too deliberate to be natural. Beneath nearly 30 feet of sand, a symmetrical structure emerges on their screens. Its dimensions are eerily mirroring those of the Great Sphinx itself. The world's most famous monument, it seemed, might not be alone after all. At first, the discovery was dismissed as an anomaly. Egypt's desert is full of optical illusions, undulating dunes that deceive even the sharpest instruments. Ancient seekers and treasure hunters have been fooled before by the shifting sands. But as the team expanded their scans, the details grew undeniable. Defined stone outlines appeared, deep vertical cuts resembling paws, and a rectangular base carved directly from the bedrock. The data painted a haunting image of a monument of massive scale, oriented almost perfectly toward the rising sun. If this truly is a second Sphinx, it would rewrite the architectural and spiritual story of ancient Egypt forever. But here's the mystery that baffled archaeologists. Why would the ancient Egyptians build two sphinxes? What cosmic secret were they meant to guard together? For centuries, scholars believed that the Great Sphinx represented the divine power of the pharaoh Khafre, standing as both guardian and symbol of the sun god Ra. But new findings suggest a deeper forgotten duality, a pair of sphinxes representing balance, unity, and celestial order. This discovery will blow your mind because it connects to ancient texts that historians had dismissed as mere mythology. Ancient texts may hold the first clues to this incredible puzzle. On the walls of the Temple of Edfu, inscriptions speak of the twin lions of the horizon, guardians who watched over the passage of the sun. Early dynastic seals and fragments recovered from Memphis depict two sphinxes facing opposite directions flanking the solar disk. For decades, these depictions were dismissed as mythic art, symbolic rather than literal. Now, the LIDAR scans suggest they may have been literal representations of a sacred pair that once stood together at Giza. As researchers examined the digital model, they noticed something even stranger that sends shivers down the spine of every archaeologist involved. The second formation wasn't perfectly aligned with Khafre's Sphinx. It was offset by a mere 6 degrees to the east. That deviation, according to astroarchaeologists, might have been intentional. Around 2,500 years before Christ, that angle would have perfectly matched the rising of the star Sirius, the celestial embodiment of the goddess Isis. The implications were staggering. If one sphinx represented Ra, the sun god of the day, could the other have been built in honor of Isis, the goddess of rebirth and balance, representing the night? The idea of dual guardians isn't unique to Egypt, and this is what makes this discovery even more fascinating. Across the ancient world, monumental pairs stood as cosmic mirrors, balance carved in stone. From the twin lines of Mycenae in ancient Greece to the Lamassu of Mesopotamia, civilizations sought harmony through symmetry. Could Egypt's greatest mystery simply be the other half of a story we never finished reading? What we'll discover now will amaze you as we dive deeper into the excavation. To test the theory, a small excavation was launched on the site where the LIDAR signals were strongest. The sand was dense and unmoving, compacted by centuries of wind and periodic floods from the Nile. As diggers descended carefully into the earth, fragments began to emerge from the depths. Weathered limestone blocks with chisel marks identical to those found on the Great Sphinx's enclosure came first. Then a section of what appeared to be a sculpted paw emerged, smoothed by time, yet unmistakably deliberate in its craftsmanship. Excitement rippled through the entire team like an electric current. Dr. Nabil Al-Fouli, a Cairo University archaeologist, described the moment with pure scientific excitement. It was as if the desert was exhaling after thousands of years, he said. We had always wondered why build one guardian for the entire necropolis, one of the most important burial grounds in ancient Egypt. Now, maybe we know the answer. The ancient Egyptians believed in balance, in duality, in the eternal dance between day and night, life and death, Ra and Isis. Two sphinxes would have represented this cosmic balance perfectly. But with revelation comes danger and difficult decisions. The surrounding bedrock is fragile, and the area lies near a major tourist zone, visited by millions each year. Full excavation could risk collapse or erosion of both the newly discovered formation and the original Sphinx itself. For now, the Egyptian Ministry of Antiquities has authorized only non-invasive surveys using advanced technology. The hidden Sphinx, if it truly exists in its complete form, remains sealed within its sandy tomb, its secret still intact, waiting for the right moment to be revealed. Yet technology continues to peel back the layers of mystery. Thermal imaging from satellites has revealed unusual heat signatures in the same location, possible voids beneath the stone consistent with hidden chambers or passageways. Ground-penetrating radar has confirmed cavities resembling tunnels or corridors stretching toward the Sphinx temple. If these are connected, it could indicate a network of passages once linking both monuments, perhaps part of a ceremonial route now buried beneath millennia of sand and time. Imagine, if you will, ancient priests walking through these sacred corridors, connecting the twin guardians in elaborate rituals we can only dream about today. Historians have also revisited early records for hints that earlier explorers might have glimpsed this hidden treasure. In 1817, British explorer Henry Salt wrote of a vast mound south of the Sphinx bearing curious resemblance to a lion's haunches. His notes were dismissed as fanciful at the time, the imagination of an adventurer seeing shapes in the sand. But Salt's sketch, rediscovered in a London archive, shows a distinct raised shape precisely where the new LIDAR scans have found the anomaly. Modern analysis lends weight to Salt's century-old observation, proving that sometimes the old explorers saw more than we gave them credit for. Pay attention to this incredible number. The formation's proportions match those of the Sphinx within a margin of 3%. That's too precise for coincidence, too exact to be a natural formation. Even erosion patterns, when digitally simulated using advanced computer modeling, suggest similar sculpting techniques were used on both structures. Could early explorers have glimpsed the top of the buried monument before shifting sands erased it again? The evidence suggests they might have been the last people to see both sphinxes together before nature claimed one back. The mystery deepens when we consider what might have caused its disappearance from history. Geological surveys revealed that during the Middle Kingdom, around 2,000 years before Christ, heavy flooding from the Nile periodically reached the Giza plateau. Sediment from these floods could have engulfed the lower Sphinx enclosure, burying nearby structures beneath tons of silt. Over centuries, shifting dunes finished the work, entombing whatever lay below in a sandy grave that would last for millennia. But here's the puzzling question that keeps archaeologists awake at night. Was this burial purely natural, or was there human intervention? Some Egyptologists suspect it may have been deliberately concealed during later dynasties. There are records from the reign of Amenhotep II describing the restoration of the sacred lion of the West while leaving its counterpart in silence. Could ancient priests have intentionally buried the second guardian during a religious shift, when the cult of Ra eclipsed older deities and the worship of Isis fell out of favour? For now, the desert keeps its silence. The great Sphinx still gazes eastward as it has for 4,500 years, its expression unreadable, perhaps even knowing. But just beyond its shadow, the LIDAR image glows like a ghost beneath the sand, a phantom lion waiting to return to the light. Archaeologists are preparing a new phase of scanning in 2025 using hyperspectral imaging capable of detecting trace pigments and moisture deep underground. Fellow time travelers, what do you think about this incredible discovery? Could there really be a second Sphinx hidden beneath the sands of Giza? What cosmic secrets might these twin guardians have protected together? Share your theories in the comments below, because, your insights might unlock the next great mystery. Before we conclude today's incredible journey, make sure you've subscribed to Treasures of History and activated the notification bell so you never miss our archaeological adventures. Join us next time as we continue our quest to uncover the treasures that time forgot and the secrets that changed the world forever.